major players in this lawsuit, and that is the companies that we just read. Can you see the lawsuit, Attorney Shabazz?
Yes. Hey, how y'all doing? What's good? What's
Hey.
good? Hey, family. Hey, Lloyd Ray. How you?
Hey, good.
Let's go. All right. Yeah, I can see it. What happened now? What happened?
So these defendants were added to the were part of the initial lawsuit against Sean Puffy Combs. And today, well, yesterday or 2 days ago, well, I got the filing yesterday late. They removed them from the lawsuit with prejudice. And we know that this is the allegations were made in the lawsuit were pretty damning against Puff Daddy. He's still in the lawsuit. We don't know where it's going to go from there. But like I was asking Attorney Anderson, why would these individuals be removed with prejudice if there were it was some due diligence done?
Can we go through the? Can we go through the? Is this in order?
This is can we see it?
This is a notice of motion. So I see it says granted and so ordered, but is there an order from the court, or did they just grant this and with no order?
Well, let me pull the other one up because I have some other documents here.
And what is motion number 40 that is denied as moot? That probably was a motion to dismiss.
Let me pull it up. Let me add that. Slide here. Let's see. We'll bring another one up here. Stand by. We had a few documents here. So we have a motion to dismiss, amended dismissal. We have a voluntary. We have a motion to dismiss. Okay. I don't have the well, we don't need to actually.
This is his motion. He's doing this voluntarily.
Right. And let's see. Hold on. Let me pull another one up. Let's see what we got here. We got another one coming up. Hopefully it's not the same.
I'd like to see the affirmation and support.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if we have that. Add this one. So this is another one. This is you see that one?
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to read that?
I'm reading. I'm looking.
Okay. All right.
Miscommunication. Plaintiff. There's no. Next page.
Let's see what we got on the next page here. Hold on.
Motion dismiss. No basis for the claim. So you know what this looks like to me?
Yes.
You know that one of the judges in the Southern District referred this attorney to the Federal Disciplinary Committee or something. Yeah.
That's what I just talked about.
Oh, okay.
Now, I think this is his probably trying to clean up his act.
That's what this looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He be doing a lot of stuff. I don't care for how he goes about his legal representation.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I agree. And I think the court called him out on it. Basically said that, he's filing complaints, and the manner in which he files them is to embarrass the defendant so that they settle.
When I say embarrassed.
Yeah.
So how does does this impact the overall case and the merits of the case? And how would
go back to the captions and let's see who's left.
Okay. Go back to the other page.
First page. Okay. So Sean Combs is still there, his son is there, and Cuba Gooding Jr. is still there. Christina Coram Love Records is still there. ABC Corporation looks like that might still be there.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever Jane and Jane Does are, they might still be there. So, I mean, the case could still move forward.
Okay.
Whatever motions are pending, I'm sure, as typical, all of the defendants have made motions to dismiss. I'm sure they have.
Well, we know Diddy has.
They will.
Diddy has as well. Also, there is a letter that was sent to the judge. You know, Cuba Gooding is named in the lawsuit as well.
Right.
There was a letter sent to the judge, which the attorney representing Jones said basically they can't serve Cuba Gooding, but they want him to be want the judge to accept the fact that he was on a show. Here's the letter right here. I just pulled it up here. That he was on the show and he knew that the lawsuit existed. So I don't know if he's making the argument that because he did an interview, he knows about the lawsuit. Is that proper service?
That is kind of okay. This firm represents Rodney Jones in the above referenced case. Letters to update the court on the status of service, summons and complaint defendants, Sean Combs, Justice D.R. Combs, Blood Records, Combs, blah, 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 blah. Counsel for the Combs defendant, Mr. Jonathan Davis, reached out to this writer. They requested time to file an answer regarding the plaintiff's second amendment complaint. Plaintiff consented to extension will provide stipulation to the court in the coming days. Counsel for the Combs defendant informed he is only representing the Combs defendants and not defendant Christina Coram or Cooper Jr. according to the affidavit from the process server, which was uploaded to the docket. Defendant Coram was served on about April 20th. Fortunately, the defendant was dodged the process server, who has attempted to serve him in New York and Florida. He is aware of this lawsuit and evidenced by an interview he did on the Patrick Bet David podcast titled Cuba Gooding Jr. Diddy Assault Allegations and the Dark Side of Hollywood, episode 407. The court can access the podcast. The plaintiff may need an extension of time to serve Mr. Gooding Jr. So he's not asking for anything except for more time.
Right.
Which is permissible.
So he's still in the lawsuit. But
yeah, he just hasn't been served yet. And so what happens next is if he's not able to serve him, the next letter will be a request to the court for alternative service.
Okay.
Which could be posting in the newspaper, something to that effect.
So Thelma, let me ask you a question. She was just on camera. Okay, so this attorney has also filed a lawsuit in the DJ Academics case, and he's representing the victim in that case.
So what you got that? You got that complaint?
I don't have that complaint yet.
Okay.
But
is it filed in state court?
This case was filed in I want to say it was filed in New Jersey. This was filed in New Jersey.
New Jersey State Court or New Jersey Federal Court?
State court.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think that the fact that these lawsuits, you can tell me if I'm correct or not, that these lawsuits are there. It appears to be some problems because how do you add these big names without even seeing whether or not there's some legitimacy to even making those type of claims?
Well, that is the definition of filing a frivolous lawsuit, which every attorney, when you do file a complaint, you have to represent that it is not frivolous, that you've done your due diligence, that these are the appropriate parties to be sued. You've done that work, and that is part of the rule of ethics, which is why I'm sure that's part of why he's going to be before some committee answering to why he's, operating in this fashion. And I'll just say that Black attorneys are disproportionately investigated by grievance committees and disproportionately receive complaints. And so he should know, you should know that they're watching you. Walk a straight line.
Okay, so I guess this is just the latest, and I know they have more motions to be filed in this case. And I don't know how long do you think a case like this will take to actually get in the courtroom?
How long did it take to do what?
To actually get in the courtroom, get a trial, perhaps.
They've got to go through motion practice, discovery, depositions. I mean, it could take several months, a year, maybe, before it's in a trial posture.
I don't know how confident I'm in this attorney.
Yeah. He's probably hoping these all settle, right? It's a money grab.
Do either you know what his
trial? He doesn't want to have a trial.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my question. How do either you know whether or not this guy is trial experience, or he's
know. I don't know, but I will tell you that it is very rare for attorneys to have federal trial experience, because so few trials happen in federal court. So few trials go to trial in federal court, right? So that's the first thing. It's not a common thing for people to have federal trial experience.
Yeah.
Right. What is even his track record of winning cases? See, these are the things that his opponents would probably look into. Right. You're gonna definitely want to know who your opponent is.
Yeah.
And
I never heard of the guy before he filed these lawsuits.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, and I do think that this is something that should be incorporated within the state bars. Keeping data on individuals who have tried cases. I know as a prosecutor, we had to keep a table of all of our cases from misdemeanor to felony in order to keep track, and they would use that for, of course, their data analytics when it's time for re-election. So I know for me, when I left, I kept all of my stats. So I do think it's something that should be tracked, is the stats that is required. Like we have to put in our CLE, file. When we take in and put our CLEs for our credit, that if they are trial attorneys, that should be some stats that are tracked. But it's not.
So both your attorneys, how can a lay person like myself look for the best attorney for my case? Is that even possible? How do you tell who's the best attorney for a case like this?
Word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to people.
Okay.
Talk to people. You got to talk to people. Talk to the local bar there. It's not hard to find who the top trial attorneys are, who's going to trial more often than others.
To your point, because of the type of allegations that are made in this particular lawsuit, would you lean towards someone that has more criminal? Because this is a civil case, but these are criminal the allegations are criminal allegations. Would you say they're criminal allegations in a civil case?
But it's a civil case.
Yeah.
You need to know civil, federal. You need to know the federal rules of evidence, especially when it comes to a case with these allegations, because there are special rules under the federal rules of evidence when someone is charged with a sex crime. The door is blasted open for other evidence of sexual misconduct.
Yeah. And I think people probably get it confused that criminal can easily go and try a civil case. Not every criminal attorney has the experience to go and try a civil case, because you'll mess it up. You will mess it up.
We seen that with Olga Helen Cardi, Tasha K's case. She was a criminal defense attorney, but she was out of water in that the civil case.
Yeah, like you can't do that. And I think as attorneys, it's our duty to disclose the lack of experience and not even take it on. because you
Part
run
of
the
the rules
risk
of
of messing up the case.
It's part of the rule of ethics. It goes to
Yeah.
competence. It's competency.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
I guess they should have some things like a body that will say, "Hey, you're not experienced. You shouldn't even handle this case." You don't want to have a judge like the judge in the on Tasha K's case say, "You handle this case like your first year law student," and he was really pissed off. I mean, that was embarrassing. I'm like, wait a minute.
That is bad.
what?
That is bad.
Well, that's
Hey,
what.
sometimes you got to speak truth to power because it's a disservice, and I know a lot of judges see what they would link to being incompetent. Attorneys coming in trying cases, and it's not a lot that they can really do. But I've seen a lot of judges help when I was prosecuting, help defense attorneys with evidence, like how to get in evidence. And I'm just like, objection.
I had a judge write questions for the prosecution.
Right. I know you and I talked about that, Ike.
Yes.
Write the questions.
Questions
or be like Judge Glanville and help the prosecutors.
Some of them have no compunction. They don't even care.
Well, these federal judges, the federal judges are a little different, a little more strict.
I've had enough federal trials. I have never had the same experience I've had in state court with federal judges.
Oh, it's night and day.
Yeah, well, that's a day and night. She's a night and day. Basically, yeah. Basically,
yeah. They don't play.
Yeah, it's like it's when I go to federal court, I feel like a real lawyer.
Yeah,
that's where we're going. We're gonna do some lawyering, some
right.
rules and some statutes and some cases will be cited. You know what I mean? State court, I walk into state court the same way, but it's just,
it's different.
Like cite the law. It's like, what are you doing? That's not how we do it here.
All them speaking objections. You can't do speaking objections in federal court. You better come with some law.
Exactly.
Right.
But I love that. I love that.
Me too.
I'm an academic, so I'm coming with the law. So I love that.
And every federal case I've covered, the energy, the demeanor, it was so different. It was almost like walking into like a
real official proceeding.
Right. You know,
there's a solemnness to it.
Yes. A solemnness to it. Yes, absolutely. So I think at this point, we're going to do a little more research on this lawyer and see has he won some trials. What are some of the big trials he's won? And there's a way of finding that out if he's really handled some big cases, especially federal cases, right on Pacer.
I mean, he keep filing federal cases.
You can search his name on Pacer and see what he comes up at, what notices of appearances and whatnot. It'll show what cases he's handled.
He got to be tired. He got to be stressed out.
Because he's taking a lot of big cases on. His name's popping up in a lot of cases. But will they ever get to trial?
I just don't know about him because he played internet games.
If you run his name through Pacer and the cases pop up, you could look at the docket sheet.
Oh, you look at it? Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna look at it. It says, has it been dismissed or has it been
settled?
Settled.
And I'm imagining that this tactic has worked. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that he's had other cases that have settled.
And I think it's probably something he's customary to doing. We just had, I don't know if y'all have seen, Dak Prescott he filed a lawsuit against a lady who he said wrongfully accused him of sexual assault. Really? Because they were trying to extort him for $100 million. Wow. The lawyer sent over this information saying, if you don't pay us $100 million, we're going to the police. He turned around and filed a civil suit. The police department closed the investigation, said that they did not have enough to proceed. And now she's being investigated for this filing in a different county, along with the attorneys have been added to the lawsuit for torturous malfeasance.
Wow. You got to do your due diligence.
Yes.
You see a shiny object and think, oh yeah, let's sue him. His pockets are deep.
So now they got to come in with attorneys. The attorneys have to come in with attorneys.
Listen, when I saw it, I was like, no, why would you're talking about Jerry Jones' team. If you think, and he's using the Cowboys lawyers, and one lawyer is a former prosecutor that I worked under. I don't care for her any much because her lack of integrity. But I know for a fact she is a dog in good and bad. So I'm like, y'all y'all tried to extort this man.
But let me just say, so extort, because there's a demand letter that goes out before you file suit. So
it was the level that they went by, which is why the county is investigating this from the submission of it, because it was a language included in it. Yeah,
I get that, but I want people to understand that when you are going to file a civil lawsuit, some actions require that you first, as a condition precedent to filing that suit, meaning that before you file that suit, you have to satisfy this condition. You must make a demand, right? And so in making a demand, it might feel like extortion to the person you send the letter to, where you're basically saying, hey, we have this allegation against you. We're going to file suit unless you satisfy this demand. That's not extortion. Just so everybody knows, that's not extortion.
Okay,
it's crazy though. It's crazy.
And it's funny you make you explain to the people.
I'm sorry.
Explain to the people, what is extortion? What can be viewed as extortion? Is that even a fair word to use as a member of the bar? In that, how can something come across as extortion when you represent someone and you're making a demand? A demand is something that,
that's what I don't know. I don't know the details or the ins and outs of the allegations, but
so this is the slight background information that I got, because I haven't viewed the letter to make a determination of if that is in fact what actually happened. It was the details and the trigger language that was used in the demand that skewed away from a legal demand and went into the level of extortion. And I also think that they looked at the fact that
hold on. I'm sorry, my dog is.
Is he biting you?
The threat of filing a police report if they didn't meet the demand is, I think, also something that they're using to add to the element of extortion. Because she didn't file a police report until after they filed suit. And at that point, what the police department said that we don't have enough to proceed. So I think if she would have filed the police report first and then proceeded to file a civil suit, then we may have a different outcome as far as them alluding to extortion.
So when, as it related to the case involving Kevin Hart and what Tasha K, according to him, she had, and that case has been, that part of that case has been dismissed. Not the whole case. Just a portion of that case has been dismissed. But she was asking for what, $250,000, or they were going to run the story. Why did you think the judge removed that, dismissed that from the case and said it wasn't extortion?
Because I don't think. Here's the thing: the difference between that one and which one I just explained. They are threatening criminal charge, saying that they will file criminal charges if you don't meet our demand.
Oh,
her saying, I will, if you don't meet my demands, I'm not removing the story.
That sounds like extortion.
So what did he sued for? Did he sue for defamation?
He
Also?
sued for, I think it was defamation. It was something else. And now he amended it to add the attorneys.
That's what you get.
Mm-hmm. I was like,
that's an interesting lawsuit. How are they going to resolve that? Are they getting bullied now?
Oh no, hold on. I forgot to add, the attorneys asked them to dismiss the case.
I'm sure.
Of course.
I was like, it's a little too late for that.
I mean, it's not like they have any type of qualified immunity, so
right.
They could be on the hook.
Like, it's a little too late for that. After y'all did a whole little press run and said, "Oh, they're doing this as a way to bully a real victim."
Someone said Tyrone has never lost a case. Has he ever tried a case? Because if you never tried a case, you never lost a case.
That part.
Right.
That part.
Right.
That part.
Right. You're not going to hit me with. You're not going to hit me with that.
Never tried.
Right. You're not going to hit me with. I never lost a case. I said, how many you have? I never had a case.
Come on, Aces.
Right.
We need stats. We need actual facts.
We need
you
stats.
Can't just leave that blanket open like that.
You can't just say that now. We need some numbers. Give us some stats. Send me the chart where his victories and where he didn't lose anything. So name all the victory cases.
State and federal court.
Right. Yeah, we want all.
That was funny.
And traffic court. And traffic court.
Traffic court. Criminal and there's criminal and civil. Let's see.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No violations. Just okay. Criminals. Yeah. So
you
said that. You said that like you had a lot of knowledge. Ace Broski. No. Hold on a second. Well, hold on.
I never lost a case either, but I'm not an attorney. Listen, your favorite hustler's favorite that's a long
He said
name.
He did an interview, right? I mean, okay, he did an interview a few weeks ago, so he said that.
That sounds like average marketing to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's
I need
why
somebody else to say it.
That's why I think the stats need to be a part of CLE requirements, because these people be out here falsifying their records,
right?
And it misleads clients that can't go back and fact check.
That's true.
Right.
Right.
I never lost a case.
But that's why Bar Association. That should be an addition.
But that's why I say you have to talk to people. You know what I mean? Because if you're hiring an attorney, ask for references.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Who have you represented that I could call and ask about their case, how you handle their case, the outcome of their case?
Right.
They should be.
We signed confidential agreements, and I can't really talk about it. No. Give me the ones that's on the books.
Yeah, of course. No, you're not asking them about the facts of their case. You're asking them about the representation. Was she good? Were you satisfied? What was the outcome? She said you was acquitted. Is that true? That's not confidential.
Mm-hmm.
That's public record.
Right.
And it's something that that courts should also keep a record of, because these are the cases that are coming in and out of their courts with these.
They get so many cases. These judges get a lot of cases.
They do, but it's not like they get so many cases, but it's only so many trials you can try a week. So you can't trial them trials a week based off of the type of cases, especially in felony court, because those cases you have a day to pick the jury. Then you go into testimony, and you don't know. Sometimes it could, be a short felony trial or a long felony trial.
Now they do keep a record. It's just not accessible to the public. Okay. They have a record, because when attorneys eventually go up for judgeships, they have to list the people that they've had cases against.
Right.
The judicial committee then contacts that attorney and says, hey, this person is up for a judgeship. They had a trial against you in so and so and so. And then they'll ask you about their performance, their competence, and ask you to comment on those things and send that back in so they can get a picture of. So they know they got a record And I've
Oh,
gotten a lot of those letters. It's like
we saw the hearing.
Huh?
We saw the hearing for Justice Kavanaugh, Barrett, Gorsuch. We saw the digging. You know, if you're a bad attorney, you up for a judgeship, especially to the Supreme Court. Oh, everything's coming out.
Well,
Everything.
the Supreme Court is a different level of inquiry.
Right.
They're not doing that level of inquiry at the state level.
Oh, that's state court. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone said has Ben Crump won cases. Well, let me say that a win. If you get a settlement, that's still a win. A settlement is a win.
It is.
I mean, he got a lot of settlements. I mean, if you're a great negotiator.
So not to take anything from him, but has he gotten the settlements or have the settlements gotten themselves? Because these cases, they're press cases, right? There's a lot of social media backlash. There's a lot of pressure already on the county or municipality that's handling that to settle.
Yeah.
Well, that's a part of driving the media interest in the story.
Mm-hmm.
It helps the
I agree.
Getting the settlement.
Yeah,
I agree. You got to do the press conferences. You got to come out and tell the story. You got to
not discounting that at all.
Right.
Here's the thing. Also, the experience of these city attorneys or that are going to have to take on these cases too, because you got to look at, are they experienced enough to handle these big cases? Because when we think about it, the city attorneys, they are used to just the city ordinances and doing municipal things, not necessarily a case of this magnitude. So when you put the media on it, they like, shoot, we gonna settle.
No, when they have big cases like this, they don't put junior attorneys on it. They
bring outside firms.
I mean, I've had that experience. They have the more senior attorneys. You get the little bullshit slip and fall, or against the city. Then you're gonna get someone who's green, who's has been there less than 3 years. But you get one of these press cases, you get one of these police shootings, you're getting a supervisor.
Yeah,
absolutely. I was watching the Senate hearing involving DA Fonnie Willis, which she said she's not showing up to, but they had to set the Fulton County.
No, she's not going to that too. Oh my God!
Well, she showed up to the Young Thug trial a few weeks ago.
Oh.
And she sat in there.
What day was this? Because I wasn't in there that day. What day was this?
I don't think you was in there, but she went in there. It wasn't like she stayed in there, but she made an appearance.
Well, she should have. Well, anyway,
you know how they do. They peek in and they peek out. Like our DA used to come down on big cases every now and again, and sit and just say that was there. So when they go on their campaign trail, they can say something.
Well, let me just say this, and I know this is maybe a little off topic, but yesterday, Attorney Shabazz and I had a very, very good discussion about the YSL case. And today, did you get a chance to see what happened today, Attorney Shabazz?
I did not.
Witness? So the cross-examination started with Attorney Steele and Agent Racy. And already the judges, man, Judge Glanville, boy, I tell you. Oh, my God.
I like Racy.
You like Racy? Why? Why you like Racy?
Because he was thorough.
You think he was thorough?
Yeah, as you can be. Here's the thing. Police officers don't go to school to be a technical advisor. Now they take classes. So, yeah, I think he was as thorough as he could have been.
And
he's not, and this is the thing, he's not being combative. The detective last week, he was getting back. He was like, hey, are you playing in my, no, it was the female telling him, are you playing in my face? Like, what's wrong with you?
Are you talking about Detective Gaither, former Detective Gaither?
Yeah, she was F around and find out.
I don't think he was a good witness. I don't think he was prepared. I don't think he was even prepared for that.
Right. It was a lot of times he was asked questions. He was like, and he was almost like, I can.
Half the time he didn't have the answer. The other half of the time he was speculating.
Right.
But here's the thing: it's 2015. The case was in 2015.
Bring your reports. Bring your notes.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we know as prosecutors, we want our witnesses to stay far away from their report, and we can't rely on them on the outside.
No, we don't.
No, I'm talking about for the jury to see that, to appear as being as competent as we want them to appear before the jury with their memory. No, we don't want them to rely on their report while they're there.
When you prep a witness,
you
prep a witness, you talk about what their testimony is going to be. You talk about all of those things. Yeah. So
but it's only so much that we can do.
Going to be, and he should have been prepared for the answers.
But how oftentimes do we prepare them and tell them and even send them, this is what you need, and we have to rely on them?
That's my point, that he was not a good witness.
Right.
I didn't see any.
So all his testimony was like, I don't remember. She fed him and led him through most of it.
Fed and led. That's what I saw. And
led through most of the testimony. He speculated about things like the reason why this individual is using someone else's PIN number to make phone calls. Oh, he's trying to hide this, that, and the third. That's complete speculation. Complete. It couldn't be that he didn't have any money on his books. He didn't have any money. It could have been that.
Away with it because it's a part of the investigation.
No, that's not part of the investigation. That's speculation.
No, what I'm saying is how they get away with it is because they say it is a part of their investigation. How they came up with that assumption or that conclusion.
That's the problem I have with Judge Glanville. They should not have been allowed to get away with that. He should not have. He is usurping the role of the jury. He is drawing conclusions that is in the providence of the jury. And it's complete speculation, aside from the fact that they have already violated the constitutional rights of these defendants by allowing this testimony without the ability to confront this witness that is now against them.
And that's a problem.
That's crazy. A problem. That's crazy to me. That they even allowed these
Winfrey, Pee Wee, Roscoe.
I mean Doug shouldn't have called him.
It wasn't a call between him and Thug. The calls,
it was one call. It was one call,
but the other 6, 7, or 8 calls was between him and his aunt, him and some, other people, and Free Roscoe. Just ridiculousness. And all hearsay. Under what exception does this come in?
Now, I kind of agree with Thelma in that if the call to, the night of April 25th, this is when the bus shooting happened. Why are you calling Thug between, like 25th, 26th, or 24th? While Thug was out of town, he was in Louisiana somewhere. But, you're calling him on the phone. We don't know what was said, but if it's so close to the timing of the shooting.
But has he called him before? Is it something like this person never called him and then just this one time, or had he called him every day before that? You know what I mean? Because
we got to find. That's what we got to find out.
We got things in context.
He not what you call him not done. So
no, he's not done. No, he just started.
But here's the thing: even the defense is not landing the plane. I don't think the defense is really like bringing it home for the jury to understand, the speculation or the lack thereof. So my thing is, if the judge is letting all this stuff in, it's your responsibility to go home, go to your office, and identify every wrong or every misstep or lack of protocol that this detective took in his investigation, and I'm simply not hearing that. And that's the problem that I have with.
The cross just started today, and
well,
tomorrow's gonna be really
one
good.
of the defense attorneys already finished his cross, and it was like 10 minutes. I was like,
Now it was Maxwell, right? Was it Maxwell?
Yeah, the one that sit behind Steele.
Oh, you talking about Shard?
Mm-hmm.
Max Shard. Okay.
Yeah, his cross was so. I thought of all the ones he been the most passionate that he was just gone. But they in this, what I'm not understanding is, do they really prepare for their cross examinations, because they begin to get flustered even more so now, to where they lose their direction of where they want to go. You on cross, we control the cross. We control what we want to get from them, not the other way around. And that's what I'm seeing the witnesses, especially these particular defense the detectives, controlling what they give to them.
That's because Sharp is not, he is conducting his cross-examination with open-ended questions.
Yes.
He is not, I mean, this is 101. Cross-examination 101. You ask closed questions, and he's not doing that. And then I can't for the life of me understand why he's not doing that. It's
frustrating.
That's the only way you control a witness. Right?
Okay, so
and go and how you avoid objections. Let me just say this. How you avoid objections, Steele, please, I hope he's watching, is you couch your question as, when Miss Love asked you, start your question with that. When Miss Love asked you, isn't it a fact that way it's not something that didn't come out your ass? Because Glanville seems to forget all of the substance of the direct examination. So when it's time for cross and she starts objecting, he's like, sustain. Preface your question with the shit he said on direct first. Now when Miss Love asked you, isn't it a fact that that's it? We're not getting an objection on that. We're not. You know why? Because she brought it up. She brought it up on direct, Judge. This is proper cross.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they doing that on cross. He's going beyond.
He's just going now. So now, Detective Gather, when you went to so-and-so, who was there? Like, fuck that. That's not how you ask.
No, you know, because you want to get him to say, well, I don't know. And then you're like, so you speculated.
Right. And can it be also true that when someone doesn't have money on their phone, that they could use someone else's PIN, right?
That's
good
not
point.
That's not a problem.
Ask that. He's got
nobody asking that.
I didn't even think about that. That is a good freaking point. Wait a minute, I gotta write that down.
Because the way that he's painting it as, this is their way to elude the ability for them to find these calls, because they're using somebody else so they can talk about their crimes and get in contact. That's what the jury has in their mind right now.
Exactly. And he's strapped for cash because he's calling around asking about death certificates,
bail money.
So he can get money from, somebody's inheritance and da-da-da-da. So his money is short. So maybe he don't have any money on his phone.
Right.
No money on his books. Did you check that, detective? You didn't do that. He didn't fucking do that. Right?
That is a good point.
You didn't check that. You didn't check to see whether or not he had any money on his books at this time. Did you? You didn't check that, right? And come on. And that's how you got to ask it.
That's a investigation.
That's it, right? Right. This is your investigation. And then show you come back to that. Now, and this is your investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The state's supposed to know that too.
How about the car thing?
Have that information.
How about the car thing? They're making a big deal about the fact that the car was at his aunt's house. If somebody was trying to hide a car, detective, it would be the fact that they could have took it to a chop shop, right?
Or burnt it up,
right? But no, you could have made it disappear. You burning it up is gonna be evidence. You could have made it disappear. You could have sold it to a chop shop, right? And it would have been no more. You wouldn't have seen that car ever again. Could have did that, right? Didn't do that, right?
We saw evidence
to a family member's house. Could it have been that he was parking the car up because he was in jail? and didn't want anybody else to drive it.
Right, and not get tickets on the car.
Right. And he wasn't hiding it. How was he gonna hide it at his aunt's house?
So what they did today was show a picture. They show a deletion of the car from social media, and they subpoenaed the social media, a Meta, to show what he deleted from his account. And sure enough, they show a picture of the car that user deleted the car. So he could have deleted for whatever reason. He said that, well, that might mean,
that's why you don't post stuff that. And I tell people, like, anything you say, post, send, best believe that cloud is a cloud for a reason.
So but you know what? The prosecution has a pattern of misinterpreting tweets, text, album cover artwork, like blog, you know what I mean?
Blog posts. Well,
right.
Hold on. Today, hold on. I forgot about this. There was video that the detective, the agent, testified that he Googled and pulled it off the internet. It was a piece of where Doug was in the studio saying some verse, and he said, well, he got it from a blogger's page, and that clip was within the blogger's video. So there was commentary in the video, but the only thing he extracted from the video was the part where Doug was rapping in the studio. So my question is, what was the full context of what he was saying? Like that the blogger who created the video, the content creator, we don't know where they got the video from, and where was the, I want you to get the videographer in the courtroom and see what does he have? Because is it a 1 second? Is it a 1 minute clip, or is it a 30-minute clip? Then play the whole 30 minutes.
You got to blame it on that case law, because these cases have been appealed to where these courts have ruled that the way that they pull these videos, and they can authenticate it themselves. Like, and it's the case law that they're using. So you got to blame the individuals that sit on these appeal courts that are coming back and saying that this is proper.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know if
the only way that this is going to change is if it goes to the Supreme Court. But the way this Supreme Court is set up,
well, I would like to see some case law. I would actually like to see some case law. Maybe we can pull some case law and look at like the introduction of this type of video evidence pulled from Google. And
they went over it.
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to go, guys.
I want to say
I can put it in my bed on the floor, and
okay,
I want to say
I do want to say your system sounds nice when you put that on. I heard the stereo. I heard that. I heard that. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing over there.
I'm trying.
Well, Attorney Shabazz, I appreciate you coming in. And
all right, y'all.
We actually
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Peace. I love you. I really do.
Hey. So Thelma, thank you as well for coming in. I want to continue to follow up on this Diddy lawsuit and see who else gets removed. I'm almost sure others will get removed from the case. I just don't know when, but we'll see. Time will tell.
Oh, yes, I had an interesting encounter last week. I can't go into detail, but I met the people who are, on the official documentary of Mr. Diddy Do It.
Well, I haven't seen the documentary, so I ain't going to talk about
that.
Well, no,
it's not anybody that's put it out yet. They are actively working on it. It's a big, reputable company, and
we'll see. I want to see the outcome of the case. Documentary come a dime a dozen. I want
the documentary for R. Kelly came before he went to court.
Yeah, and sometimes and the thing is,
was he convicted? Wasn't it 2018?
Let me say this. In the documentary, none of them were under oath. In the courtroom, they're under oath. And that's how you got to look at it. No one's under oath or in the documentary. They're not under oath. You
don't have to be under oath to tell your truth.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is, it's a difference when you come in the courtroom. I saw some people that were on a documentary that didn't come into court. in the survivor R. Kelly. So that is
Statute
that's
of limitation, confrontation clause issues, all that.
so it's at 50. Is 50 doing a documentary? Is 50 Cent doing a documentary? Okay.
A few moments later.
I'll let you know off camera.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I'll let you know off camera.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This is just a update in the case involving Puff Daddy, Diddy. This is something that we obviously are interested in finding out. What's really going on. What's really going on. Did he do it? Did he not do it?
Did he do it? Did he do it? Did he do it or not?
Only time will tell, but we will see. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to
the time again. After the rain fall, the sun gonna shine again.
That's right.
Don't bust no U-turns, cause we ain't forgetting shit. And to all y'all that switch, suck my dick!
Let's go.
Yeah. Suck my dick. What?
we're just reviewing some music.
You talking down the family?
What'd you think about King's Combs record? Did you hear it? Thelma?
I don't. He needs to stop.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see you guys on the next live.
Bye.
Thelma, thank you. Thank you, Thelma. I appreciate you. I really do. We're
All
out.
right.
Peace. You don't want to leave.
You don't get in trouble for playing it.
No.
Niggas say it's wartime, then it's war, nigga. What we doing? Niggas playing with niggas' names and all that. Fuck that.